Hi, I'm Marc Tolliver. I'm so glad you joined us back for the class, which is all about New Year's and our intentions, and not setting New Year's resolutions, but really focusing in on our goals in the sense of intentions that we can do now. Our goals that we focus in is a future thing, and I really like to focus in on our intentions now and our values and what our values create as a foundation to bring our intentions forward. And what I mean by that is I really believe as a coach that when we do these homework assignments, and if you're tapping in right now, I usually give a series of homework assignments that you can follow to the next week, to the next video. So if you're tapping in right now, I really recommend that you watch the other videos. You will get a lot out of this video watching it right now, and it'll carry you to the next videos, I hope. So anyway, going back to this, what we're really focusing in on is how to create that volume now and how to get the productivity going with this volume. Because like I had said before in my previous videos, and in the last homework assignment, what I had recommended was to really focus in on the cup. I had asked everybody to draw a cup and then to shadow in how much of that cup is filled in your life. Is it empty? Is it 10% full? Is it 30% full? I came up with myself as being 75% full. And now this week, what I would like to do is share with you in this video how I got that equation on how full that my cup has gotten and how I got there. And that's just for that time or for right now. Because sometimes, and I'll say it again because I've said it in the last two videos, that the cup can be empty, or my cup can runneth over, or it can run over into another cup, and it's filling up the other cup, but it may start filling up slower now, and it may not quite trickle down into the next cup. It may not quite fill this cup. So how do we come up with these equations, and why do we come up with these equations? That's what I'm going to share with you. I'm going to break down my equation of the cup that I filled in. That was around 75%. And I actually have to look down and read this because I'm crazy with numbers. It's one of those things that doesn't stay in my head, so I have to write it down. So excuse me while I look down, but I am going to read. I gave myself 80% of the value and 60 hours of time not fulfilling my value. So putting that into the equation of 80 divided by 60 equals 75. If I put a percentage to that, it is telling me that I am 75% productive. So true productivity is far more than value divided by time. If you neglect the importance, you doom yourself to the pursuit of spinning your wheels faster and faster and missing the whole point of life. So I had that little bit written down right afterwards, and I felt like I needed to read that paragraph because it reminds us on how if we don't focus in on the percentage of what we're doing, we're just spinning our wheels and we come up with zero. And that's what leads to frustration with work. That leaves with frustration with dropping a hobby even, is because we lose that passion because we're spinning and spinning and spinning, going faster and faster and faster, working so hard to create that goal that we forget what our intention is and what our values are and what the circumstances come with those values. Sometimes we feel like we don't have enough time to pursue what our intention was all about to pursue. And then the cup runneth dry. Or if it is flowing and all of a sudden you're to 100%, you're feeling great, you're great on that road of life, and your values is reminding you that your cup is running over now. You're not bumping up against those reflectors on the roads, which are your values. And if you are bumping up, then all you need to do is concentrate on what that is and what it feels like. If it feels yucky and it feels dry, then you know the opposite of that. Focusing on the opposite that makes it feel like you're going for it, like you've put gas into that. Your cup is starting to fill up. How is your cup filling up? It fills up with your values. Again, we go down to that base, to that foundation. Everything needs a foundation, like a high rise, like that analogy that I've used time and time again that you've heard me talk about. That high rise can only be supported by the foundation. The foundation is your values. And then from your values, you can go up from there like that high rise. You can get all crazy. You can get as tall as you want it. You can put down the action to create the reaction of what that's going to be. Same thing with time, with productivity, and with the values that you've set forth. So now let's talk about the productivity. How productive are you now going to be now that you've focused in on what can spin your wheels, bring you back to ground zero, and then to bring you back up again and fill up that cup and continually filling up that cup to the next cup? So productivity, how do we become productive? What is the action that's going to create that ripple effect to create the reaction? That's what I would like to have you guys share with me on my subject below this video. Write a comment. I would love to hear. I'd love for other people to see and hear how you're going to create that action now that we're fully aware of the reaction that happens. Again, like our circumstances, be it positive or be it negative. What is that? What can you do now, that feeling, if it's negative, to create that positive? How can we segue to that? How can we know how much we don't want to get what we do want so we can fill our cup back up, so we can be productive? What is, again, going to take that action for that productivity? So for our next video, we'll be talking about productivity and how we can create that out of the volume, which again, creating volume is you and your values, two things coming together to create volume to make it bigger. That's why we're focusing in on this cup. That's why we're focusing in. Are we spinning our wheels? Are we back to ground zero again? Or are we filling that cup up with what we know that we can go for our road of life? For that intention that we set at the beginning of the new year, or that intention that you're setting right now. And once again, I am a coach. So as a coach, I love to give extra homework. Or you can even think about it as extra credit at this point. Because once again, you're more than welcome to write a comment, or you can personally email me. I will answer back on my website, Life Creations Education. And my email inbox link is down below. And once again, I want you to be aware, because I'm an awareness coach with Life Creations Education. And I'm also a business coach and a life coach. So share with me what that is, because now you're going to be filling your cup up. Now you're going to be productive in filling that cup up. And we're going to learn how to do it. So for the homework for this time is actually focusing in on that action now to create that reaction. But we're going to focus in on just the action with your journal. You're going to look and see how you're filling up that cup and that action of productivity. Now that you know that you might have been spinning your wheels on zero, that's kind of the negative, to create the positive and to find out how we're going to fill all this up and to be aware of how you're filling it up now. So you're not spinning on zero and just spinning and spinning and spinning and hitting those bumps on the road and those road bumps. Now we're going to hit those bumps and we're going to come back. And for some of you, if you haven't hit any bumps with your intention, great. Then focus in on what is propelling you to keep on filling that cup and having to grab another one and having to grab another one. What is that? And what's the energy behind that? Feel that. and feel that productivity so it can continue. So follow me with the next video and we're going to talk about that. And once again, I come out with these videos once a week. So you have a full week to carry your journal. Again, once again, to focus in on every day, to a full week, to every minute, to every hour, what that cup is doing. Is it really full and then it starts declining? Is it getting empty and you have to refill it again? Well, what are you refilling it with? Instead of spinning your wheels to zero, what are you filling that cup with? What is that production? What is that thing that's going to make you productive and fill up that volume? So once again, join me next week, and next week we'll explain all about that. So with Aloha, I'm coming to you from Maui, Hawaii. Fill that cup up, or figure out how to fill that cup up, but be aware of it now. And with Aloha, I'll join you next week.